everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Our main event should be a good one tonight. 12 rounds of heavyweight action between Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Opening 3 minutes of this
Tyson versus Ali.
Let's talk about the pre-fight chatter heading into this fight of Muhammad Ali against Mike Tyson, because both men like to intimidate their opponents. Now, Mike does it by silence and by pure intimidation of trying to make the guy fearful. Ali does it by
This is going to be a tough fight. I need to get on the inside and stay there.
I go with Ali because I think there's a depth to his character where it's
There's
been
a
tested
big
in areas that
reach
Tyson
difference and height
has
difference
not been
here.
tested, where he believes in himself more than Tyson. I think that when you depend just purely on the intimidation you just touched on, where you just scare guys, where you just try to frighten guys, there's going to come a day, and it might come today, where it doesn't work. And then guess what? The intimidator becomes the intimidated.
Back him up into the corners.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens.
A good two-punch combo by Tyson.
Work the body.
On the mark, the counter punch by Tyson. So he decides to go downstairs early on.
Oh, I'm countering him. Nobody's
Tyson
business
is
there.
a well-prepared fighter. His corner came in here with a good game plan. They understood what they had in front of them. A guy that's going to move a little bit. Start going downstairs, taking the air out of the tires, and later on, he'll be in front of you.
Yeah, I've just got to try and bring down his stamina. Lots of body work.
Well off the mark by Ali. Last 10 seconds. Nice strike after catching one by Muhammad Ali.
I thought he was going for the head with that shot.
Has not faced much adversity in his early career, but now a bit of a challenge, as you can see the swelling.
And a swollen eye on anybody, especially on somebody like Tyson. It can shrink your confidence. I wonder if that's what's happening right now to Tyson.
Up and down, side to side.
Good combination to the body. He returns the favor with an uppercut. And yet another right hand lands.
I think I may have bitten off more than I can chew.
That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Let's talk about the physical stature of Mike Tyson, because he has enormously thick thighs, and through the core area he has a lot to him where he can get a lot of strength generated from.
He does. It comes from the floor, and believe me, he hits you with the floor. He brings that right up to the upstairs. Punchers are born, they're not made. Tyson was born to be a puncher.
A good block by Mike Tyson.
In and out, in and out, in and out.
Where there's a spot that his opponent doesn't want to be in, you see him backing him up against the ropes. Good block by Tyson. Mike Tyson, his nose has started to bleed. Denies his opponent, comes with the overhand right.
He's just taking all these punches. Nothing's phasing him. He doesn't want to block. I'll just store it.
And a swollen eye on anybody, especially on somebody like Tyson. It can shrink your confidence. I wonder if that's what's happening right now to Tyson.
He's committed to that left hand, and it's working out. I mean, you by how committed he is at staying on the outside and just continuing to score like this, that he is employing a strategy that he really wanted to put forth.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit because he understood what kind of fight he was getting ready for. A guy who was very strong but very slow-footed. So he's making sure that he does not feed into his opponent's strengths, and he makes sure that he exploits his weaknesses.
Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot.
Oh, hell.
Coming to the halfway point of this third round. How important are these mental gymnastics that Muhammad Ali twists and turns, like his pre-fight antics with Sonny Liston in terms of him getting the results that he wants?
Well, I think he looks for two things. It's a double-edged sword. One is that, you know, he can kind of invade the psyche of his opponent, weaken him a little bit. But it's also for himself. It's to build himself up, to give himself something to aspire to, something to make sure that he lives up to. Puts himself on a spot that now he has to be sure that he handles.
I just can't get near him enough.
They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand. Well off the mark by Tyson.
I thought it was far enough away.
Tyson has not faced much adversity in his early career, but now a bit of a challenge, as you can see the swelling.
And a
They're
swollen
obsessed
eye
with the swelling on the eye. 3
especially on
rounds.
Somebody like Tyson, it can shrink your confidence. I wonder if that's what's happening right now to Tyson.
And now he's acting like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. And yet another right hand lands. Ali's starting to swell here. Oh, that's gotta
Lovely.
hurt. Mike Tyson turns that hook in well. Tough to have a discussion about Muhammad Ali without bringing up the name of Smokin' Joe Frazier. Their trilogy, perhaps the most documented in the history of the sport.
Well, Fred Astaire, maybe the greatest dancer of all time, had to have Ginger Rogers, and you do need somebody to match up with, and he found that person. He found that person in every way, was the perfect guy to make great fights with.
I love the comparison of Ali, Frazier, and everything they put each other through with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Another guy on the outside looking to take advantage of that
Brilliant.
forward motion.
Way to block there. 10 seconds to go in the fourth. Good 1-2 by Ali. There it is.
There we go.
Muhammad Ali's in a bad
Right.
spot right now. He's been stunned. Tyson's probably feeling like he just found the answer there, Teddy. He was able to stun his man. Now, I'm wondering if he keeps at it like that, if he can score a knockdown here.
Well, right now it's up to his opponent to make an adjustment. He doesn't make an adjustment, knockout's coming, or at least a knockdown.
Muhammad Ali is now in a position where he may not even realize it, but the eye is getting worse. Still, he fights on.
He behaves like a fighter, and that's the greatest asset you have. It's not your jab, it's not your hook, it's not your power, it's not your footwork. It's your ability to behave like a fighter when you have to. He's doing that right now.
I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Muhammad Ali's doing a great job. And a well-placed counter by Tyson. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Muhammad Ali's got to
I think getting in close and countering him with like a headshot again is probably my best hope.
Mike Tyson's got to like where he's headed right now. Now, your scorecard still has him trailing, but he did win that last round.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, before it looked like he was just trying to, you know, negotiate with his opponent. Now negotiation is over. He's trying to
Go. That's what I mean.
And for where he's at, I think that's the right attitude.
Tyson's just rolling away, but that's not the answer at all, Teddy. These middle rounds has gone his opponent's way.
Yeah, if he had just a physical guy in front of him, Joe, maybe it would be okay. It'd be entertaining, you know, you have a shot. But he has a good boxer, a tactician in front of him. It's not working.
Well off the mark by Ali. Pulls the trigger fast.
There we go.
Muhammad Ali's learning a real hard lesson here, and it's that a corner man can only do so much when you're dealing with this amount of swelling around the eye.
Yeah, you have that end swell in the corner. Of course, it's a piece of metal that you put in ice. It gets very cold. It retains the cold, and you place it on the swelling. But once it gets started, as you alluded to, Joe, it's tough to stop it. You got to get that ice or get that end swell on it early on before that swelling gets started, before it gets to this kind of place.
A good, clean, old 1-2 by Ali. Muhammad Ali's making for a clinic here in combination punches.
Well, the first couple punches here, Joe, they're throwaway punches to really set up the payoff down the road. You see the third punch, the fourth punch, the fifth punch. They are the ones that wind up landing.
Oh, I thought he was going for the head.
Oh, and there you go. Muhammad Ali's in bad shape. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no...
There it is!
All right, I can get him, I can get him.
He's in a bad place right now. Holy
Get out! Get out!
Muhammad Ali's on the canvas and hurt.
Beautiful. Stay down. No, I didn't think he would.
And somehow, some way, he's going to continue on here.
And if he's going to stay in this fight, now he's got to avoid his opponent like the Black Plague.
Tyson's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still, it could get nasty as the fight progresses. Gym's got one of those double-ended bags, right? They give you the movement. You got to hit that moving target, work on your accuracy. He's making it so that his opponent never had to work on one, Teddy. He's just sitting right there, right in front. No head movement whatsoever.
No, not at all. He didn't have one in his gym, that's for sure, because he just does not know how to move his head. The old timers would say he gets insulted if you miss him.
This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot. That was a miss by Ali. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. End of that round. And the knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, the fighter who was floored, how do you treat him? Do you go soft on him when he comes back, or do you get right in his face? What's the way to approach it?
You have to know your
And I'll hold on to that for the next round. Risky.
Some guys, you know, they just kind of crawl up into a ball, and they don't come out of it if you get too strong with them. Other guys, they react well to that. So you got to know what he reacts to, first of all. And the most important thing, you have to get information. Why did he get dropped? You had your right hand down, you got hit the hook. Get your right hand up. You'll be okay.
Muhammad Ali is thinking much too much about the dangers of this game right now. Now, I know he went down earlier, but you cannot fight with that mentality.
He threw a jab early and got caught with a right hand. He's afraid to let that jab go, and he can't win the fight this way.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Denies his opponent.
There we
Comes
go.
with the overhand right. Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a solid agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what had come back at him.
Muhammad Ali so comfortable on the outside.
He's not too bad on the inside either, to be honest.
Super two-punch combo by Ali. Up top, but off the mark there. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Put that 12 on stamina just so I get some.
They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Nice block by Tyson.
Oh, man. I dropped my head straight into that one. Wow. Shot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He went down.
This is going to be tough.
Shot. Now he's got to have some big guts to move along.
You're going to find out exactly what he's made of.
Blocks that punch. Good-looking right hand after he got hit. Good job by drawing in his opponent and then landing the counterpunch by Tyson. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. Good scoring counterpunch by Tyson.
Just got to survive the round. Damage him if I can. yourself repaired.
End of this round. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Now they got some work to do here. Their man was just dropped.
Yeah, the first thing is you put some cold water. You can't use that. You clear his head, and you tell him why he was dropped.
A little defense turns to offense by Tyson. Wow, great action right from the start. Hey, I don't know that they can keep up this pace, but if they do, what a night we got ahead of us.
Yeah, we're getting tired just watching this.
Yeah, I think that knockdown's finished me, really.
Blocks that belt line well. On the mark with the overhand right. I don't necessarily know that I like what he's doing right here. Yes, he was knocked down, but to completely change style, how does that necessarily benefit you?
Well, it benefits you in one possible way, where your opponent gets a little taken by it, a little put off by it, a little confused by it, and he leaves you alone. It buys you a little time to...
Wow!
There we go.
Muhammad Ali's almost out of it there. He was stunned.
Get back in.
Nice strike after catching one by Mike Tyson.
Got no stamina left. Can't really capitalize.
Muhammad Ali's in position right now to really bring home a good victory. He's up on the punch stats. He's up on your scorecard. This is his fight.
Yeah, we just hope that the judges, and you never know that. That's one thing that sometimes can really disappoint you in this business. You hope the judges see it that way, because I can't see it any other way.
This has been a very entertaining fight.
I've got to throw it on stamina, I think.
My thoughts being this. I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places.
I need the health, but
eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Not able to connect with the uppercut. Muhammad Ali's now in a spot that many fighters have faced numerous times, and that is, how do you deal with seeing your own blood and knowing that you have incurred some serious damage? Look at that cut around the eye.
No, for a fighter to be able to move to the top, he's got to be tested in a lot of areas. Sometimes the test comes when he's hurt. He's hit on the chin. He's dropped for the first time. Sometimes the test comes when you drop the other guy and he gets up and he comes at you. And sometimes the test comes in the form of a cut. When you see your first blood, when you see it, that it's your blood, how do you behave? We're going to find out right now.
he just stood there and let me. Oh, wow.
Mike Tyson's legs look shaky. He was hurt. This is going to take some guts to get up from this.
You know, trying to get in a clinch is really difficult. I'm not going to make it up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Come on.
8,
No.
9, 10.
Boom. Damn.
This fight is now over. Muhammad Ali's going to be partying tonight. A knockout victory. It doesn't get better than that. Muhammad Ali's your winner by knockout.
I feel like I just read a book. You know, I know a little bit
I took
more
4
about
rounds
this guy
off him.
now.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. That
Well, on
does
the
it
top
ringside. We'll see you next
scorecard
time.
anyway. I enjoyed that. Despite losing, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I wasted too many punches. Couldn't get near him enough early on. But yeah, it was fun. Thanks for watching.